It's actually quite simple. Life is going to show up no matter what. It took me quite some time to realize this and to truly understand and accept that no matter what I did or how much I planned ahead, life has its own plan. It's going to roll out accordingly no matter what you prepared for or what was written down in your calendar. So what do you do when life shows up? When your day is running smooth, according to plan, and all of a sudden, without warning, life shows up. It wasn't in your calendar, you're checking your phone, didn't get a reminder for it, completely blindsided, unexpected. Life shows up, and you have to deal with this right now. What do you do in that moment when everything else that you planned for that day needs to be put to the side and you need to deal with this situation at this very moment? You have to ask yourself that. What do you do when life shows up when you didn't plan for it? First of all, I'll tell you what you shouldn't do, and that's fight it. Because no matter how hard you fight it or deny it or make it go away, it's there. This situation is real and you need to deal with it. So by fighting it and causing this friction, you're probably making the situation worse. And a lot of times, people will try to fight it or ignore it or sweep it under the rug, but all it does there is get worse and worse, bigger and bigger. It festers, it grows into a bigger monster that eventually is going to show up again and say, hey, you never dealt with me, deal with me now. So, the best thing to do is deal with it head on. Don't fight, accept. And that's what I want to talk about when life shows up without you planning for it, is accepting life on life's terms. So when we accept life on life's terms, we relinquish control, this illusion of control that we have over everything in our lives. That's not to say we don't control what we say or how we act, but a lot of times we have no control over the things that happen in our life on a day-to-day basis. Things pop up. We don't have control over that. But what we do have control over is how we react to those situations, whether they were planned or whether they pop up unexpectedly. We can fight it, like I said before, but that's just going to make the situation worse, create a bigger problem, more misery, more hurt, more pain, more anger, more frustration. If you accept it as life happening on life's terms, you'll be much more equipped to deal with it. It's as simple as that. Some of you might say, yeah, it's easy to say, live life on life's terms. You could tell it to somebody, sound good, make it sound all cool. Live life on life's terms. Yeah, just accept it. But how do you truly embody that and actually live that motto? Because it's not easy. I'll tell you that from firsthand experience. It took me quite some time to actually understand how to live life on life's terms. Because not everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Things are going to happen that aren't pleasant, that are going to really, really, really test your strength, your courage, and your faith. But you have to remember this. Everything in life changes. Nothing is forever. So if something happens that's good, yes, it feels good, you're happy, but understand that's not going to last forever. At the same time, if something happens that's bad and makes you upset, angry, sad, depressed, that's not forever either. Things are going to change. Nothing is constant in this world. And once you accept that, then it's much easier to accept life happening regardless of what comes up. Because you know that it's only going to be this way for a certain amount of time. So this level of acceptance takes time, but it also takes a lot of practice. That's without a doubt. Just like so many things in life, the more you practice, the better you will get. And in this instance, practice means being mindful. It means being aware that when an unexpected situation arises, that you know how to deal with it. Now it's up to you how you deal with that situation. Do you fight it, ignore it, try to sweep it under the rug? Or do you face it head on, deal with it, accept it, and then let it go? It's these moments during your day-to-day life where you'll be tested. And you're not going to pass all the tests, but you're also not going to fail all of them either, if you're mindful and aware. But what you need to do is learn from the failures and mistakes that you might make and build upon the successes. And little by little, your level of acceptance will grow. You as a person will grow, and you will evolve. And you will understand the benefits of being able to accept life on life's terms and not try to fight it. Not try to fight things that are out of your control, but rather accept them, deal with them, and move on. Once you can do that, life becomes a lot easier. You become much more free because you're not in this constant struggle with controlling everything around you. Believe me, I struggled with that for a long time, but not anymore. I have my moments, like many of us do, but I always come back to this reference point of being able to accept life on life's terms. There's no more extreme highs and extreme lows. I try to keep it even, and I strive for that because I know eventually I'll get to this place of true inner peace. That's what my goal is. I want everything to just be smooth. Knowing that things are going to happen, yes, good and bad, but also knowing that they don't last and that change is going to come regardless. And that's how I try to live my life today, one day at a time. Give it a shot. It's worth it. In my opinion, the only way to get better is to, yes, practice like I mentioned, but also to truly hold yourself accountable for the way that you react if something happens that wasn't planned or that was unexpected. Are you going to fight it, or are you going to accept it? And look back on these moments. Reflect. Write it down if you think you won't remember, because you can use these moments as teachable moments, as reference points to help you be better and do better the next time something happens unexpectedly. And remember, it is so important to be mindful and to be aware about how you react to life happening on life's terms. Regardless if you try to fight it or you accept it, being mindful and being aware of how you handled it is so significant. It's so important to your growth and your evolution as a person. And when you are present like that in the moment and mindful, usually you'll start to do things that serve you, which is accepting, and not things that don't serve you and cause dissonance, which is fighting. So just try to be mindful and aware. That's all I ask. And little by little, you'll see the results, I promise you. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Smile. And remember, be grateful. I'll see you soon.